Hey guys, this is Alex, and okay, so a couple of days ago, I went to see Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, which is the latest Tim Burton movie that has come out, and so I bet you guys were expecting, since my channel is dedicated to his films, to review that movie, and obviously here I am. First of all, I would like to say that for those of you who are familiar with my Tim Burton reviews, for those of you who've seen them, just to say, this one is just going to be me talking about the film, so don't expect like skits or looking at merchandise or, you know, behind the scenes trivia, because it's only just come out. So it's just going to be me talking about the movie, and so the review is going to be the main part. For those of you who are newcomers, and yes, I have done every Tim Burton film. I've reviewed every Tim Burton film from his first to his latest, which is this one. And then, so if you want to see them, go check them out, and hopefully you'll enjoy them, and yeah. So, okay, God, where do I start? Okay, where do I start? Okay, first of all, I would like to say that I have not read the books. So I can't speak on behalf of those who have read it. However, I do have a friend who has read them, and she absolutely loves the books, and she said to me, like, oh my god, I can so imagine him doing a film adaptation of it, and like, you know, she knew that there were going to be like massive changes, and luckily she's one of those people that knows that you do have to change a lot for a movie to work, and I think, yeah, she said to me, look, she can't stop comparing it to the book because, you know, she loves the books that much, but she thought it was done very, very well. I hear some people, you know, I can't vouch for everyone who's read the books, but, you know, I'm just going to take it. So granted, this is just from someone who was quite new to it all. I knew some of the changes that happened from the book, but, you know, I'm just going to judge it on the film itself, so here we go. Okay, so when I went to go and see it, okay, I have my notes ready. I have my notes. So, like I said, this is not going to be like my normal review. So, okay, let's start out. Okay, first of all, I would like to say that as soon as the film started, I was so glad that there were opening titles to it. When was the last time I've seen a movie that did proper opening titles, like main titles, showing, you know, the people and as well as, you know, the music, and it just sets the atmosphere, and it shows like the photographs, and obviously the photographs is what inspired Ransom to write the book, I do know that, and so having that whole sequence of wonderful, and the photography was very, very good as well, and it just set the mood and the atmosphere, and I love that. I absolutely love that. And then I noticed, it was so funny, that after the main credits, as soon as it finished, jump cut, Florida, suburbia, and that just immediately reminded me of Edward Scissorhands, and obviously, as most of you know, Edward Scissorhands is my favorite movie, and what I loved about it is that, you know, you have that, you know, beautiful opening and prologue to, you know, and you see Edward like looking out onto the town, and you kind of see him but you don't, and you have that wonderful fantasy music, and suburbia. It's just like, yep. Yeah, you know, I absolutely love that. And yeah, and speaking of which, Florida, yeah, it was filmed in Florida, and it was filmed in Tampa Bay. I don't think it was the exact neighborhood that was used in Edward Scissorhands, but it definitely reminded me of that. And I think the suburban area for me, and this kind of goes into the characters and the beginning of it, sort of reminded me a lot of Big Fish, just with the lighting and just the mood and everything like that. Like, it's kind of both light and dark, and it's kind of, you know, and this goes particularly for Jake and his relationship with his grandfather. That really did remind me, like, I mean, like, the scene where, and the grandfather is played by Terrence Stamp, and he does absolutely wonderful, and he, there's a little flashback where he's telling, you know, the story of the home and the children and Miss Peregrine, and it really felt like something from Big Fish. You know, they even used, you know, shadows, they showed the photos and everything like that, and it was just, oh, it was like, you know, and I love it. It just so it felt like I was Jake listening to the story. Like, he just sucks you in, and I absolutely loved that. And I love just the relationship between them in general. You know, it's that great example of, you know, a child grandparent relationship, and you know, and you know, I really love that. I think to me, like, that was one of the hearts of the story. There's a lot of heart in this story, and that's what I absolutely loved about it. The main thing, again, like I said, atmosphere was the main thing that really drew me into it, and you know, it's been a while since I've seen a movie that's done that, particularly with, I wouldn't say darker films, but, you know, atmospheric films. And this goes for the house as well. Now, I was very surprised that this house was actually real. It was in Belgium. Like, I mean, I looked at it in the trailer and I was like, oh, okay, so they probably, like, built the sets around. No, it was a real place. And I just looked at it and I thought, oh my goodness, that is gorgeous. Like, I want to live there, you know? I want to live there. It's got that kind of, and this goes for both the exterior and the interior. It has that sanctuary, but also that kind of old time, you know, World War, you know, but also at the same time, it looks like, you know, a sort of home for strange children. And that's what I loved about it. And, like, you know, the gardens, I remember in the trailer I saw the garden and I was like, yeah, that so reminds me of Overseas Hands. Love it. And yeah, it seems like, and I think what I loved about it, and like the whole atmosphere of, like, the house and everything, it really did feel like you're sort of in, like, this time void, and that's pretty much what you are in, and I don't really know how to explain it. It's really hard to explain it. See, this is what I said. This is what I said at the very beginning when I was writing my notes. It's very hard to describe and explain everything in a Tim Burton film, but that is what's amazing about it, is that you just have to see it to understand, you know, and it's amazing. Okay, so let's move on to the actual children and the peculiarities. Now, obviously, like, my friend was telling me more about what the actual peculiarities were, and, like, you know, and I thought, my God, that is really inventive. It's really imaginary, and so, yeah, that's probably inspiring me to read the books, because I just loved how, just that idea of, like, these children, they have these specific, you know, they have these peculiars, but they sort of learn how to adapt it. It's like, so in the movie, and this is how they transferred into the movie, it's that they know how to live with it, and they know how to put it to good use, and things like that. It's like, okay, I have this, how do I go through with it? It's not like a sort of superhero thing. Like, I'm hearing so many people say, oh, it's Tim Burton's X-Men. Fucking no. Just no. It's not. Really not. So like I said, it's just seeing them actually sort of, it's like they've adapted to what they have and how to control them, like, you know, putting gloves over the hands, using lead shoes. And by the way, the effects on Emma when she's floating, oh my goodness, loved it. Like, that was so, it just looked so beautiful, and, you know, it really felt like if you let go, she will go. And it's like, I absolutely loved it, particularly, like, on the beach, and the whole ship sequence. Yeah, I can't describe that. That was amazing. That was amazing. It, yeah. it just looked like something out of a Tim Burton drawing, and I absolutely love that. And that's one of the things that I love, is that I love it when I see that sort of, you know, like, I can imagine him drawing something like that. And that was great. And so, like I said, I love it that the children sort of, they're very, like, even though they maybe seem as strange and they have these strange abilities and stuff, they treat it as though it's very mundane, and you know, I really loved that they took it from that angle, and I love the interaction between the children, and apparently most of them, they've never acted before, so good job, children, you did a very good job. And apparently they were doing their own stunts as well, so I'm even more impressed. So I hope they go on to do some more stuff, because clearly they're talented. But the interaction between each other I really, really loved. You know, you just gotta see them. And then of course there's Eva Green as Miss Peregrine, and what can this... she's one of my favorites, and I honestly, she can do no wrong. I feel as though she can do no wrong, and this performance, oh my goodness, like first off, I would like to say that close up in the movie and things like that, I noticed the more, you know, they were trying to make her look very bird-like even in her human form, because obviously she transforms into a bird, and you know, I noticed that in the eyes and the hair and like just the color and everything like that. So props to her and makeup for that. Like, I really loved it, and just the way that she kind of twerks her head and hardly ever blinks and things like that, and the way that she eats and the way that, you know, she sort of addresses the children. Like, every time she pulls out that pocket watch, it's so funny. But so she's able to bring that humor, but she was also being able to bring that emotion. Like, you can really see like her love for these children. I mean, there's a particular scene, I won't give too much away, but there's a scene where she's just hugging this boy, and if you guys have seen the movie, you know which scene I'm talking about, yeah, that kind of made me tear a little bit. Like, I don't know, man, I just really felt at that point, like, I really loved it, and you know, and I just seeing that care for those children, but also having that kind of strictness, like, you know, everything needs to be on time. She had that great balance of it. So Eva Green, fantastic. And well, Samuel Jackson, I mean, well, he's brilliant, and he was able to do that kind of mad scientist kind of vibe, like the whole flashback sequence where you find out like what the hollows are and, you know, things like that. I mean, that looked just something out of like something like Frankenstein or something, or just like this mad science film. Like, oh, loved it, absolutely loved it. And Samuel Jackson, he's just so funny. Like, you can tell he was having fun with this, and that makes us have fun, and he was just a blast. Absolutely loved it. I love the white eyes. He just looked very creepy but very funny at the same time. So, loved it. Yeah, maybe I should talk about the effects, because I mentioned it briefly earlier on. The effects, they were really good. Like I said, like with Emma and her, you know, floating up, and, you know, whenever she's on the rope, absolutely loved it. The underwater sequence, absolutely beautiful. And the other effects were really damn impressive, like the skeletons, a little homage to Jason and the Ark Knives, loved it. And just the and there was a bit of stop motion there as well. Like, I noticed, because there's a scene where the two dolls, they come to life and they have a little fight and everything like that, and it's all stop motion. And I said, oh my god, that looked amazing. It looked something out of like a Ray Harryhausen film, and I was really impressed with how they did that. And so I'm glad they sort of used a mixture. They used stunts, they used a bit of CG, they used stop motion, and so, you know, having a bit of a mixture was really, really good. And yeah, I think I was really amazed on just how emotional it all was. Like, I really ended up loving these children, and you know, all those things, and I really loved Miss Peregrine, and I wanted to see the main character, you know, sort of believe that he can do things, and I really liked that, and just the look of it and the atmosphere. I haven't been pulled. It's been a long time since I've seen a movie really pull me. I mean, there have been some great movies this year so far, but there's never been one this year that's really got me, like, I am going into another world, and that's just what's so great about Tim Burton films. And again, it is so hard to explain, and this is why this review is kind of bad, but you know, because it's one of those things where, like all his films, you just have to see it in order to, you know, understand. And so I guess that's about it. I don't really want to spoil anything. This is a spoiler-free review. So I hope that whenever you guys get the chance to see it, I hope that you enjoy it. And yeah, tell me what you think of it. And I hope to see you soon. And you know what? I'm probably going to go and have to see it again. It was really, really good. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.